Batman is dead, and now the family has to avenge him. Yes, this is the premise of Gotham Knights for multi-platform, but I have played this on cloud gaming on Xbox One. Welcome everyone, I'm the Gamer on a Budget, and this is... Now, where should I start? I gotta say that I don't understand why people hated this game so much, but they praised games such as Spider-Man or, Spider-Man. I played Spider-Man for the PS4 and I was a bit unimpressed by it, because I remember many people praising its gameplay, saying that it felt it felt like you were Spider-Man and all that. I haven't thought it was like a Arkham Knight and Arkham City copy, kinda, lighter, because Marvel has more colors, DC has more, uh, darkness, as we say. And so Gotham Knights was fine. I don't understand why people hated this so much. You have a very interesting premise there, because we have a very interesting beginning of the game. I think this game made me feel more like a detective, on par with the Arkham games, and I appreciate that because we played as Batman many times, and I think I'm a Batman fan. During my childhood, it was X-Men the animated series and Batman the animated series. You know, and I did not go out to play with my friends because I wanted to watch Batman. I missed family gatherings because I wanted to watch Batman and all that. And Batman has a huge role in my life. It is my favorite DC hero. It's not my favorite superhero per se, because I think the X-Men will always be my favorites, but Batman as as an entity, it's my favorite from DC. And I gotta say that the pairing of Batman and Wonder Woman and Justice League Unlimited, Justice League Unlimited cartoon was by far my favorite. And it's a shame that they couldn't do something similar with Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot. But DC has to reinvent itself in the movies, and apparently it's also trying to reinvent itself in the games. Kind of like borrowing the same mechanics from the, Arkham series. All right. Uh, you have those four heroes: Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Hood, and Robin. I put Robin last because it's the third Robin. Nightwing is Dick Grayson, the very first Robin that became his own man. Batgirl is, Barbara Gordon. Red Hood is Jason Todd, the Robin that died, and this plays a huge role because it's a very significant part of this character background, not only in the comic books but also in this game. And Tim Drake, the third Robin, is here. I gotta say that I'm liking Tim Drake more now because of his bisexuality. I think they are dealing with this really well. I love the arc where in which he comes to terms with his own sexuality, and that he was always a he was always uh, like a piece in a giant puzzle instead of a player, you know. And I think he realized that, unfortunately, as the third Robin, all the other ones are much more interesting than he is. And I think now that he understands that he doesn't need to do things to please others. He doesn't need to do to be the perfect model so he can be the perfect Robin and the perfect sidekick to Batman. I think it made his character more appealing in the comics. Here, I didn't see that much, so I think Tim Drake is the my least favorite, but I like them all. You know, I have a soft spot for Nightwing because I love the first Robin. I love Dick Grayson. I love him as Robin. I love him as Nightwing. I love him in the as Batman sidekick and as the leader of the Teen Titans. You know, I really enjoy Batgirl, and I think this game made me like her even more. But I gotta say that the real surprise was Red Hood, which I knew very little about. Uh, the gameplay, Nightwing is like a quick heavy hitter. Batgirl is more focused also in strength and more like I think she uses gadgets more than all the others. Red Hood shoots bullets, and Robin is the Ezio Auditore of the game. Probably my favorite gameplay goes for Robin. Unfortunately, my least favorite character development. But the gameplays are very nuanced. You feel that you're playing very different characters. I played more with Robin and Nightwing because they are my favorite type of those are my favorite type of gameplay, my favorite types of gameplay. But I gotta say that I felt the need to play with all of them because you can see the story through the eyes of the character you choose to play, and you can actually do the whole game with one character. It's not a problem, you know. But if you change characters, you see them respond in different ways. You see some other characters treat them differently, and I I gotta say that I felt like I was part of Gotham, and it was really cool, really fun. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the Court of Owls. I enjoyed the League of Assassins. And not spoiling anything because this was all in the on the trailers, you know. But uh, the game itself makes a gives us very good. I honestly think it gives us very good storytelling. Some moments that feel like the CW series, which most people hate. I only like the Smallville, so it's not really for me. But I gotta say that there were moments that made me tear up because at the end of the day, like myself, they all admired Batman. They all admired Bruce Wayne. And they all understood the importance, the meaning of Batman. In a city in a city that lost its main police officer, as in Lieutenant Gordon, Commissioner Gordon, and that lost its main vigilante, its main hero. You know, I it there were moments in which I simply started crying with with the way some of the characters dealt with it. You know, you also have Alfred, which brings the support, like the emotional support for them, because at the end of the day, they all felt they were orphans. You feel also that they are all orphans. Like they lost. Barbara, for example, lost her father and a father figure. Dick Grayson lost the guy who rescued him and gave him a chance. Red Hood uh, 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 like lost a person that felt so guilty for his for letting him die, that tried to do his best to um, not only to apologize but to you know prove that he was fine. He was also a hero. He was not just a punk. He was not just a grunt, you know. And you have Tim Drake, who is in an existential crisis at his 21. I believe he's 21 in this game. I'm not really sure, but he's the youngest. You know, uh, the game itself gives us very good voice acting, gives us a very good soundtrack also, because there are parts of the soundtrack that it's so eerie, but also so macabre, even, you know. But it, it made me feel like I was experiencing the technical aspects of Batman animated series, you know. The combo system is fine. It's the same as I mean, gotta say, it's the same as the Arkham City, as the Arkham series. Very few differences. I don't know how I feel about some uh, skills and oh, I forgot the name for that. Like I'm gonna say, like some skills that you can some upgrades. Sorry, some upgrades that you can purchase with your levels. Some of them feel very useless. Some of them are not really clear and you know how they could be useful. So I think the game loses a bit on that, but again, it's not something that make this game deserve so much hate. What's the point, people? Like, really, what did you expect? You know, uh, there are moments of the story because I think it's kind of like the Division in terms of equipment. You cannot get attached to your loot because you find something even better and better and better and better and better. You know, you can help the city in defending its citizens, solving some crimes, doing some quests, some side quests that feel eventually very repetitive. Basically, they're all about loot. You know, everything that you do is for loot, for uh, unlocking better skills, for like momentum skills. Like special skills for your character. And I suggest you do this as soon as you can because they are a pain to complete. But apart from the story, really, there is not much to do. Maybe this is something to complain about. But the quality of the game, technically speaking, is very surprising. Very good. The characters look very they all look like very beautiful, and I love the outfits. Oh, the outfits. They bring back so much memories, from uh sometimes the live action movies, some of them from comic books that I've read as a teen, as a child, as a young adult. You know, uh, I do think that the main villain, there aren't many plot twists, which they are very welcome, my opinion. I had the moments in which I was like, oh, of course that's gonna happen. But I had other moments in which I was like, oh my god, is this really gonna happen? And this is fun, because it's a detective game. You feel like a detective sometimes, You feel like your characters, every mission that they do, every story mission that they do, even the DLC missions with Harley Quinn, Clayface, Mr. Freeze, they are, very much investigative, and it's thrilling. It's fun. It's a fun game. I think you will find a lot of joy in this game. So I will not add to the hatred that this game is suffering. I don't agree with that. I think there are games that are so much praised by everyone, like they are reinventing the wheel, but they are just, another kind of wheel. And the people feel like, oh my god, they are incredible. Maybe that's because it's their favorite. I see lots of online comments regarding this game that like, it sucks because Batman's not there. Well, yes, Batman's not there. Get over it, Get over yourself. And I gotta say that if you invest in this game, which you should, I think it's a game worth full price. Or is it? Maybe wait for this to go on sale, you know. But it's something that you will get to a point in the story, and depending on the character that you choose, that the game will be so kind to you. The game will be so generous in its storytelling that you will feel your heart melt. And I think what I like about the Batman stories is it. Batman is a rough vigilante, but he deeply cares. And I think the best thing that he did with those four Gotham Knights is to instill this in their hearts. And when you see the characters realizing it, when you see the characters embrace it, you will feel very much rewarded, because the way this story is told is beautiful, emotional, moving. I was crying at the end of this game. I never imagined this would happen, you know. And it's a different type of crying from Arkham Knight, because Arkham Knight felt like my heart was torn to pieces, you know, because it was a very sad, heroic, but sad ending. And I think this game rewards you in giving you a very meaningful ending, which you decide it's sad or happy, you know. I will say that it was it's rare to find a game that makes you feel so good after crying so hard and looking at it and say, wow, what a great story. I give Gotham Knights an 8.5. Thank you very much. What did you think? Have you played this game? If yes, like if you agree with me, or if you disagree, leave a comment down below. Subscribe today, and check out the channel for more comment. For more content. Sorry, more comment. For more content. I'll see you all. Bye bye.